back to the show. This is the Mental Breakdown. I'm your host, Joey Velez. Today we're going to be talking about goal setting, something that everybody talks about. Almost everybody here has heard of the term SMART goals. But today what we're going to talk about is how SMART goals aren't enough just by themselves, and why meaningful goals may actually be the missing piece into setting effective goals. So let's look at SMART goals, right? So that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound, right? So instead of saying I want to get better, a SMART goal would be more like I'm going to improve my free throw percentage from 70% to 80% by the end of the season. And I'm going to do that by shooting 100 free throws after practice 4 days a week, right? So there's nothing wrong with SMART goals, right? Like there's a lot of research backing it saying that setting specific and challenging goals can improve performance more so than vague goals, or simply just trying your best, right? They provide direction, they help you create accountability, and they help you make progress a little bit easier to measure. But here's the question with SMART goals is why does that goal matter? Right? If the answer is because my coach told me to, or because everyone else is doing it, then motivation is going to fade when things get challenging. And that's where meaningful goals come in, right? A meaningful goal connects your performance to something personally important. It's tied to your values, your identity, or the kind of person you want to become. For example, right? Let's say you have two runners training for a marathon. The first runner says, I want to finish in under 4 hours. The second runner says, I want to finish under 4 hours because I've never believed I was mentally tough and I want to prove to myself that I can stay committed to something challenging. The performance goal is similar, but the motivation is completely different, right? Meaning helps create resilience. When training gets hard, meaningful goals remind us why we're willing to endure that discomfort. Another example is, let's say you're a college baseball player whose goal is to raise their batting average by 30 points, right? That's a SMART goal. But maybe the deeper reason is that he wants to become a more dependable teammate, someone his teammates know that they can count on in pressure moments. Right now, suddenly every batting practice session isn't just about statistics, it's about becoming the person that they want to be. That's a much stronger sense, a much stronger source of motivation. This also highlights the difference between outcome goals, performance goals, and process goals. Outcome goals focus on winning or earning a starting position. While they are exciting, we don't have complete control over the outcome itself. Performance goals focus more on improving our own performance, things like reaction time, shooting percentage, pace, speed, things like that. Process goals focus on those daily behaviors that lead to improvement, right? It's like getting quality sleep, taking care of my body, practicing with intention, like staying composed, things like that. The athletes who sustain success usually spend the most of their energy on process goals because those are the things that they have control over every day, right? One strategy is using both SMART goals and meaningful goals as combined together, right? So you can do that by asking yourself three questions. What do I want to accomplish? Why is it important to me? Who do I want to become in the process? Once you've answered those questions, then build a SMART goal around them. For
Right.
example, let's say I want to improve my shooting percentage by 20% over the next 8 weeks because I want to become the type of player who stays calm under pressure and is able to perform in those moments. Or I want to complete every workout in my training plan this month because discipline is a part of the person I'm trying to become. Notice that the measurable objective is paired with a deeper purpose. Finally, I think one thing to think about is that remember that goals aren't contracts, they're more like guides. And sometimes circumstances change. Injuries happen, seasons don't go as planned, life gets in the way. Adjusting a goal isn't failure. It's important in continuing the pursuit of that goal, right? Of the values behind that goal. So if your identity is built around growth, built around resilience, built around continued improvement, then even setbacks become opportunities to learn rather than reasons to quit. So as you think about, the goals you want, one thing to ask yourself is don't just ask yourself like, what do I want to achieve? Also ask yourself, why does this matter to me? Because the goals that last aren't just smart, right? They're also meaningful. And that's what I have for you all today. Okay, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to download, rate, like, review the podcast, share it with your family and friends. It's always appreciated, just like it's appreciated that you all are listening and downloading. So thank you for that. I'll see you all next time. And don't forget, today's a great day to make an impact on someone's life. All right, y'all have a good one.